During the journey, we have learned that the basic elements are the ones that are missing, the basic components that are we cannot provide them naturally to the market. For example, vitamin C. A simple vitamin C that is being produced today synthetically, 99% of the market is synthetic. Because first, having a natural vitamin C is expensive, and second, a natural vitamin C tends to oxidize really fast. So one of our products is actually looking on a really high concentration of vitamins.
This is GreenUP, and today we are talking with Iday Dana, co-founder and VP of Business Development of Novella.
It's actually quite funny to ask what's a cell culture, because 5 years ago it would be really hard to describe it. But I think with the cultivate meat industry, people understood that you have the ability and capabilities of growing cell that you can propagate in a bioreactor. So we don't need the whole tissue, we don't need the whole plant itself. You just take a group of cells and you provide some kind of media and conditions for the cells to grow. And similar to yeast, similar to fungus, whatever, you just propagate them and replicate them, and the same cell become million and trillions of cells in your bioreactor in the end. You try to look for, let's say, an important nutritional component, phytonutrients, antioxidant, whatever material you're looking in the plant. For example, you can have access to green berries that are really in the early stage of their development on the plant, where in this stage they're usually much more potent, have much more phytonutrients and components that you are interested. It's actually magical because you can stop in every step of the plant and take the cells and have access to the materials within these cells. And then it's dried into a powder that usually it's easy to disperse in a liquid or in application. All the traditional ingredient companies are dependent on growing the plants in the fields, harvesting it in a seasonal time. Every season is changing, every location is a bit different. So that's the companies are taking all of it, move it through the supply chains and different locations in the world into one factory, and then they conduct an extraction, of the materials and then drying it to a powder. And in most cases, especially in the health or supplements industry, they also do encapsulation for the product. So comparing to this market, we are basically removing all the supply chain. It's everything in one place. We grow. Only in the R&D you have access to the plant in the field. We take the tissue and that's it. We forget about the plant. And then you get the material that it's growing the same condition. Every time you're using the same cells. So think about uniformity. Think about quality control, traceability, everything is in one system. And it's the same quality all the time because we don't take from other parts, there's no climate effect on the material. And actually we can enhance its values by increasing, like I mentioned, quantities and compositions of interest. We actually develop a semi-continuous process. We don't have all the challenge of only one season, we can work 365 days. We can do the harvest and take material every 2-3 days. We are working with the contract manufacturers that already they have their huge bioreactor, 50,000 liter, 100,000 liter. And we decided that that's the best way to move to the market faster. Instead of building from scratch a whole factory and scale up with the demand step by step, we're actually using services globally, not in one location.
How do you think that cultivated ingredients can help us build a more sustainable food system?
I think our challenge is that a lot of the fields or the usage that we are doing in the fields and the lands are actually contaminated, or we don't use them in a smart way. And nature is the most efficient way of doing things. And today, I think we are challenging ourselves, and it's amazing and it's great that we are doing it, to try and mimic this kind of complex system. I think the cultivating system can do it in a better way, and even in a cheaper way. bring back nature to the people, fields to the farmers to do what they are best doing it. And all these hundreds of products growing in unique plants, fruits that we are not eat them in the end, it's just a waste, move it to the cultivation system. I think it will be smarter.